The Rigveda, hymn 2.34, Marutas, 15 verses. The Marutas of resistless might, who love the rain, resplendent, terrible, like wild beasts in their strength, glowing like flames of fire, impetuous in career, blowing the wandering rain cloud, have disclosed the kine. They gleam with armlets as the heavens are decked with stars. Like cloud-born lightnings shine the torrents of their rain, since the strong Rudra O Marutas, with brilliant chests, sprang into life for you in Prithna's radiant lap. They drip like horses in the racings of swift steeds. With the stream's rapid cars they hasten on their way. Marutas with helms of gold, ye who make all things shake, come with your spotted deer, one-minded, to our food. They have bestowed of Mitra all that live to feed, they who forevermore cause their swift drops to flow, whose steeds are spotted deer, whose riches never fail, like horses in full speed, bound to the pole and work, with brightly flaming kine, whose udders swell with milk, with glittering lances on your unobstructed paths, O Marutas of one mind, like swans who seek their nests, come to the rapturous enjoyment of the meath. To these our prayers, O Marutas, come unanimous, come ye to our libations. Like the praise of men, make it swell like a mare, and utter like a cow. And for the singer, grace the song with plenteous strength. Give us a steed, O Marutas, mighty in the car, prevailing prayer, that brings remembrance day by day. Food to your praisers, to your bard and deeds of might. Give winning wisdom, power, uninjured, unsurpassed, when the bright-chested Marutas, lavish of their gifts, bind at the time bliss their horses to the cars. Then, as the milch cow feeds her calf within the stalls, they pour forth food for all oblation, bringing men, save us, O Marutas, Vasus, from the injurer, the mortal foe, who makes us looked upon as wolves. With chariot all aflame, compass him round about. O Rudras, cast away the foeman's deadly bolt. Well known, ye Marutas, is that wondrous course of yours, when they milked Prithna's udder, close akin to her, or when to shame the bard who lauded Rudra's sons, ye, O infallible, brought Trita to decay. We call you such great Marutas, following wonted ways, to the oblation paid to Vishnu, speed her on. With labials lifted up with prayer we seek of them, preeminent, golden-hued, the wealth which all extol. They, the Dasagvas, first of all, brought sacrifice. They, at the break of mornings, shall, in spirit us, dawn with her purple, beams uncovered the nights. With great light, glowing like a billowy sea of milk, the Rudras have enjoyed them in the gathering bands at seats of worship, as in purple ornaments, they with impetuous vigor, sending down the rain, have taken to themselves a bright and lovely hue, soliciting their high protection for our help. With this our adoration, we sing praise to them, who for assistance, like the 5 terrestrial priests, Trita hath brought to aid us hither on his car. So may your favoring help be turned usward. Your kindness, like a lowing cow, approach us, wherewith ye bear your servant over trouble, and free your worshipper from scoff and scorning. And we can think of the swan as a symbol of the dweller on the barriers of worlds. And if our worship of the causal is aright, then there's no reason for our reputation in the causal realms be a problem. Well, no just reason, anyways. Hymn 2:35, Son of Waters, 15 verses. Eager for spoil, my flow of speech I utter. May the flood's child accept my songs with favor. Will not the rapid Son of Waters make them lovely? For he it is who shall enjoy them. To him let us address the song well fashioned. Forth from the heart shall he not understand it. The friendly Son of Waters, by the greatness of the Godhead, hath produced all things existing. Some floods unite themselves, and others join them. Die-sounding rivers fill one common storehouse. On every side, the bright floods have encompassed the bright resplendent offspring of the waters, the never sullen waters, youthful maidens, carefully decking, waiting on him, the youthful. He with bright rays shines forth in splendid beauty, unfed with woods, in waters oil enveloped. To him 3 dames are offering food to feed him, goddess to the god, whom none may injure. Within the waters hath he pressed, as hollows, and drinks their milk, who now are first made mothers. Here was the horse's birth, his was the sunlight. Save thou our princes from the oppressor's onslaught, him indestructible, dwelling at a distance in forts, unwrought lies and ill spirits reach not. He in whose mansion is the teeming milch cow, swells the god's nectar and cats noble viands. The Son of Waters, gathering strength in waters, shines for his worshipper to give him treasures. He who in waters with his own pure Godhead shines whitely, law-abiding, everlasting. The other worlds are verily his branches, and plants are born of him, with all their offspring. The water's sun hath risen, and clothed in lightning ascended up to the curled cloud's bosom, and bearing with them his supremest glory, the youthful ones, gold-colored, move around him. Golden in form is he, like gold to look on. His color is like gold, the Son of Waters. When he is seated fresh from golden birthplace, those who present their gold give food to feed him. This, the fair name, and this, the lovely aspect of him, the water's son, increase in secret, whom here the youthful maids together kindle. His food is sacred oil of golden color. Him, nearest friend of many, will we worship with sacrifice and reverence and oblation. I make his back to shine with chips provided him, to offer food, and with my songs exalt him. The bowl hath laid his own life germ within them. He sucks them as an infant, and they kiss him. He, Son of Waters, unfading color, had entered here as in another's body, while here he dwelleth in sublimest station, resplendent with the rays that never perish. The waters bearing oil to feed their offspring flow, youthful ones, in wanderings about him. Acne, I gave good shelter to the people, and to the princes goodly preparation. Blessed is all that gods regard with favor. Loud may we speak with heroes in assembly. And sometimes the word for Godhead isn't really saying Godhead. It's a term for quantitative or qualitative plurality, trying to address everything divine at once. So regardless of your belief, you can use that. People argue about Elohim and Elohuma to a lesser extent, like it somehow proves these things. No, it wasn't that the text was had a polytheism referenced or something. But now, when you do have gender, you notice that mentally, emotionally, physically, there's superiorities and inferiorities when you compare them, right? But when you combine them, they're, overall equal. So if you're going to refer to one thing, you have to refer to the other, when you're talking about a balanced system or what rules the system. Hymn 2:36, various gods, 6 verses. Water and milk hath he endued, sent forth to thee. The men have drained him with the filters and the stones. Drink, Indra, from the Hotar's bowl. First right is thine Soma, hollowed and poured with Vashat and Svaha, busy with sacrifice with spotted deer and spears, gleaming upon your way with ornaments, yea, our friends, sitting on sacred grass, ye sons of Bharata, drink Soma from the Potar's bowl, O men of heaven. Come unto us, ye swift to listen, us at home upon the sacred grass sit and enjoy yourselves, and to Vashtar well content, be joyful in the juice, with gods and goddesses, and gladsome company. Bring the gods hither, sage, and offer sacrifice. At the 3 altars sit thee willingly, O priest, except for thy delight, the proffered Soma meath. Drink from the kindler's bowl, and fill thee with thy share. This is thy strengthener of thy body's manly might. Strength, victory for all time are placed within thine arms. Pressed for thee, Mangavan, it is offered unto thee. Drink from the chalice of this Brahman. Drink thy fill, accept the sacrifice. Mark both of you my call. The priest hath seated him after the ancient texts. My prayer that bids them goes forth to both. The kings drink ye the Soma meath from the director's bowl. And we don't have to think of the light beings in terms of gendered, but again, there is a way of speaking, right? Hymn 237, Various Gods, 6 verses. Enjoy thy fill of meath out of the Hotar's cup. Of the Varyus he desires a full draught poured for him. Bring it him, seeking this he gives. Granter of wealth, drink Soma, with the Ritus from the Hotar's cup. He whom of old I called on, him I call on now. He is to be invoked. His name is he who gives. Here brought by priests is Soma meath. Granter of wealth, drink Soma with the Ritus from the Potar's cup. Fat may the horses be wherewith thou speedest on, Lord of the wood. Unharming, strengthen thou thyself. Drawing and seizing, bold one, thou who grantest wealth, drink Soma with the Ritus from the Neshtar's cup. From Hotar's cup and Potar's he hath drunk and joyed. The proffered food hath pleased him from the Neshtar's bowl. The 4th cup undisturbed, immortal, let him drink who giveth wealth, the cup of the wealth-giving God. Yoke, O ye twain, today, your hero-bearing car. Swift-moving hitherward, your losing place is here. Mix the oblations, then come hither with the meat and drink the Soma, ye rich in abundant strength. Agne, accept the fuel and our offered gift. Accept the prayer of man, accept our eulogy. Do thou with all, with Ritu, O thou excellent fame, make the great gods all fain taste the gift we bring. And let us have this consciousness of our eating and actions, how they can symbolically connect to desired results, how they can be as an offering and worship. Hymn 238, Savitar, 11 verses. Uprisen is Savitar, this god to quicken, priest who neglects not this most constant duty. To the gods verily he gives rich treasure, and blesses him who calls them to the banquet. Having gone up on high, the god broad-handed spreads his arms widely forth, that all may mark him. Even the waters bend them to his service. Even this wind rests in the circling region. Though borne by swift deeds, he will yet unyoke them. E'en the fleet chariot hath he stayed from going. He hath checked e'en their haste, who, glide like serpents, night closely followed Savitar's dominion. What was spread out, she weaves afresh, reweaving. The skilful leaves his labor half completed. He hath arisen from rest, and parted seasons Savitar hath approached God holy-minded. Through various dwellings, through entire existence, spreads, manifest, the household light of Acna. The mother gives her son the goodliest portion, and Savitar hath sped to meet his summons. He comes again, unfolded, fain for conquest. At home was he, the love of all things moving. Each man hath come, leaving his evil doings, after the godlike Savitar's commandment. The wild beasts spread through desert places, seeking their watery share which thou hast set in waters. The woods are given to the birds. These statutes of the god Sevatar none disobeyeth. With utmost speed in restless haste, at sunset Varuna seeks his watery habitation. Then seeks each bird his nest, each beast his lodging. In due place Sevatar hath set each creature, him whose high law not Varuna, nor Indra, nor Mitra, Aryaman, nor Rudra breaketh, nor evil-hearted fiends hear for my welfare, him I invoke. God Sevatar with worship, may they who strengthen bliss, and thought and wisdom, and the dame's lord in Narasamsa aid us, that good may come to us, and wealth be gathered. May we be Sevatar, the god's beloved. So come to us our heart's desire, the bounty bestowed by thee from heaven and earth and waters, that it be well with friends and those who praise thee, and Sevatar with the loud, lauding singer. And if we do what we should do, well, we end up believing what we shouldn't do, right? Hymn 239, Athens, 8 verses. Sing like the two pressed stones for the same purpose. Come like two misers to the tree of treasure. Like two laud-singing Brahmins in the assembly. Like the folk's envoys, called in many places, moving at morning like two car-borne heroes. Like to a pair of goats ye come electing, like two fair dames embellishing their bodies. Like a wise married pair among the people. Like to a pair of horns come first to usward, like to a pair of hooves with rapid motion. Come like two chakravakas in the grey of morning. Come like two chariot wheels at dawn, ye mighty. Bear us across the rivers like two vessels. Save us as ye were yokes, naves, spokes, and fellies. Be like two dogs that injure not our bodies. Preserve us like two crutches, that we fall not. Like two winds aging not. Two confluent rivers, come with quick vision, like two eyes before us. Come like two hands most helpful to the body, and guide us like two feet to what is precious. Even as two lips that with the mouth speak honey, even as two breasts that nourish our existence, like the two nostrils that protect our being, be to us as our ears that hear distinctly. Like two hands give ye us increasing vigor. Like heaven and earth constrain the airy regions. Athens sees hymns that struggle to approach you. Sharpen ye like an axe upon a whetstone. These prayers of ours, exalting you, O Athens, have the Vedas The Samhitas for a laud have made ready. Welcome them, O ye heroes, and come hither. Loud may we speak with brave men in assembly. And when you do rituals right or live your life right, the spiritual presence that joins in what you're doing, you know, it can be respectfully welcomed. And of course there could be means to that if you become aware of these things. Hymn 240, Soma and Pushan, 6 verses. Soma and Pushan, parents of all riches, parents of earth, parents of high heaven, you twain, brought forth as the whole world's protectors, the gods have made center of life eternal. At birth of these two gods, all gods are joyful. They have caused darkness, which we hate, to vanish. With these, with Soma and Pushan, India generates ripe, warm milk in the raw milch cows. Soma and Pushan, urge your chariot hither, the 7-wheeled car that measures out the region, that stirs not all, that moves to every quarter, 5-reined and harnessed by the god. Ye mighty, one in the heaven, on high hath made his dwelling, on earth and in the firmament the other. May they disclose to us great store of treasure, much longed for, rich in food, source of enjoyment. One of you twain is parent of all creatures, the other journeys onward, all beholding. Soma and Pushan, aid my thought with favor. With you may we overcome all in all encounters. May Pushan stir our thought. The all-impelling may Soma, Lord of riches, grant us riches. May Aditya, the perfect goddess, aid us. Loud may we speak with heroes in assembly. And both opiates and some of those mushrooms milk can make it easier, but let's remember that for 60% of the world, there's issues with the milk proteins. And a portion of that is actually lactose intolerant. Well, some people are lactose intolerant but don't have an issue with protein. But anyways, there's issues digesting the milk for a good 60% of the world population, about 70% of the American population. But you understand how they're linked symbolically, because the both those things you can press and filter and all that. Opium, of course, is a white sap, and all opiates are actually white. Hymn 241, various deities, 21 verses. Probably the shortest 20, chapter with this many verses, right? O Vayu, come to us with all the 1,000 chariots that are thine, team born to drink the soma juice. Drawn by thy team of Vayu, come. To thee is offered this, the pure. Thou visitest the presser's house. Indra and Vayu, drawn by teams, ye heroes, come today and drink. Of the bright juice, when blent with milk, this soma hath been shed for you. Law strengtheners, Mitra, Varuna, listen ye here to this my call. Both kings, who never injure aught, seat them in their supremest home. The 1,000-pillared, firmly based, fed with oblations, sovereign kings, Adityas, lords of liberal gifts, they wait on him whose life is true. With kind Nasatyas and with steeds come Aspen's Rudras to the house, that will protect its heroes well. Such wealthy gods as none afar, nor standing nigh, to us may harm. Yea, no malicious mortal foe, as such, O long far Aspens, lead us on to wealth of varied sort, wealth that shall bring us room and rest. Early Indra, conquering all, driveth e'en mighty fear away. For firm is he and swift to act. Indra, be gracious unto us. Sin shall not reach us afterward, and good shall be before us still. From all the regions of the world let Indra send security, the foe subduer, swift to act. O all ye gods, come hitherward. Here this mine invocation seat. Yourselves upon the sacred grass among the Sunahotras. Strong for you is this sweet gladdening draught. Drink ye of this delightsome juice. Ye Marutas, led by Indra, gods with Pushan for your bounteous est. Hear all of you this call of mine. Best mother, best of rivers, best of goddesses, Sarasvati. We are as 'twere of no repute, and dear mother, give us renown. In thee, Sarasvati divine, all generations have their stay. Be glad with Snehotra's sons. O goddess, grant us progeny, enriched with sacrifice. Accept, Sarasvati, these prayers of ours, thoughts which Griffith, beloved of gods, bring. Holy One, to thee. Ye who bless sacrifice, go forth, for really we choose you both. And Agna, who conveys our gifts, this, our effectual sacrifice, reaching the sky, shall heaven and earth present unto the gods today. In both your laps, ye guileless ones, the holy gods shall sit them down, today to drink the soma here. Now, yeah, I kind of stumbled with some of the words here, but I'm trying to directly present these things. I'm not necessarily praying to whatever's listening to things, or I don't necessarily believe that. You can tell from my comments, but bounteous, that's an odd, not a usual word, right? Hymn 242, Kapanjala, 3 verses. Telling his race aloud with cries repeated, he sends his voice out as his boat a steersman. O bird, be ominous of happy fortune. From no side may calamity befall thee. Let not the falcon kill thee, nor the eagle. Let not the arrow-bearing archer reach thee. Still crying in the region of the fathers, speak here auspicious, bearing joyful tidings, bring good tidings, bird of happy omen. Call thou out loudly southward of our dwellings, so that no thief, no sinner may oppress us. Loud may we speak with heroes in assembly. And it's good to encourage others with the truth that you personally have realized. Hymn 2.43, Kepanjala. 3 verses. Here on the right sing forth chanters of hymns of praise, even the winged birds that in due season speak. He, like a saman chanter, utters both the notes, skilled in the mode of Trishtub and of Gayatri. Thou, like the chanter priest, chantest the saman bird. Thou singest at libations, like a Brahman's son, even as a vigorous horse when he comes near the mare. Announce to us good fortune. Bird on every side proclaim in all directions, happy luck, O bird. When singing here, O bird, announce. Good luck to us, and when thou sittest, still think on us with kind thoughts. When flying off, thou singest thou art like a lute, with brave sons in assembly, may we speak aloud. And there's a time for silence, and a time for speaking out loud. And it's good to practice the sacred formulas that you are using. And thus ends Mandala 2.